I am Angela Stanfield, or Angel with an A, as my dad used to call me. So, I am your host here for such a wonderful co creative hour. I can't wait to dive deep into our topic today, which is service to others and talk about it versus service to self. But there's so much to talk about. But first, we gotta just do some left brain stuff, right? We got to do all the left brain stuff. So basically, we are broadcasting here at oneness talkradio.com and Oneness Talk Radio Facebook and Oneness Talk Radio YouTube. So, welcome to all of you who are out there listening on all these various streaming platforms. Please, by all means, if you have the ability to do so, type in the chat, converse with each other in the chat, converse with me. This is how we co-create the hour together. If you want to talk to one another, or even just put something in the chat that you would like me to read off to everyone and share with everyone, I would be honored to do so. So please, by all means, use the chat. And one day we'll maybe get a call board up. We'll see eventually. It's such an amazing month. And it's such a powerful time. It is, what else do I want to talk to you about here? Left brain things that I would really like to, oh, yes. The full moon is coming up. So I want to get this right off the top in case I miss it at the far end. Is the full moon is coming up here on the, oh my gosh, I wrote it down. On Sunday, this Sunday, the 9th. And Jess Jintanen usually has her full moon ceremony, and I usually attend. It's a wonderful hour where we all get together. Jess leads us through meditations, sentence stems, all kinds of things to just really get your vibrations raised and really start to get you thinking about who you are, where you're going with what you want, and to really feel into that new full moon energy. If you're interested in Jess's full moon ceremonies, you can go to selfascension.com. Studios. Self Ascension Studios. There we go. Selfascensionstudios.com. She usually has a sign up for you, so you can probably go there and sign up for that for sure. I will be having a new moon ceremony again on the 25th, and I am so honored, and I can't believe it. It has also fallen on a solar eclipse that day. So it's going to be a very powerful and profound, beautiful circle. And I can't wait to see what we co-create. Last circle, I had a beautiful guest, Omara. She was just wonderful. And we co-created a beautiful time together. So I hope we'll be able to have more people. It was just, everybody was at the beautiful Pyramid of Peace opening ceremonies and whatnot. So we didn't have as much of an attendance as we normally do, but I'm sure this time around there'll be more people that are available. You just can't compete with the Pyramid of Peace, that's for sure. So that will be on the 25th, and I'll have that on my website, but you can also email me if you're interested in taking part and get on the list. It's waterloveandlight@gmail.com. So you can just email me and I can get you on the list for sure. And I usually send the Zoom link. It's all done through Zoom. So you'll be able to get the Zoom link and for that day. And then we can all just co-create the hour together. It's going to be amazing. Let's see what else. Anything else I need to talk about left brain stuff? Oh, yes. One more that's so near and dear to my heart. Gary, who is one of our community members, he has developed, created, birthed this idea of having us come together as a community. For those of you who are in the yoga self-ascension community and the global Manga community, is for those of us who are writers and artists, and we'd like to come together and put together our poetry, our prose, our short stories to create a book of inspiration for the community and for the world, and use that as a fundraiser for all of the beautiful global Manga projects, the various pyramids of peace that we're hoping to put up around the world, assisting people with housing and access to things like internet and technology. It's a wonderful project. So if you're interested in learning more about Global Minga, please go to shriandkira.com. I think I might have a little thing for you there. shriandkira.com, and you can learn all about Global Minga. There's so many beautiful projects that we're working on right now. It would be truly an honor for all of those who have these creative processes, writing and art, and you want to get it out there, but you don't feel you have an outlet. Well, here's your outlet. Here's your outlet to inspire the world for sure. So if, again, you're interested in that and taking part in that, please drop me an email. My email's right there, waterloveandlight@gmail.com. And I would just love to talk to you, co-create with you, see what you have to offer. And we're all going to put it together in a book format and use that as a fundraiser. So we've got to think of a project name yet. Gary's coming up with one here, and he's going to definitely solidify something and let me know hopefully soon. So that's in the works, everyone. So keep your eye tuned to here and your ear, and we'll see what we can put together for sure. I can't wait. It's just going to be amazing. So, with all the left brain stuff taken care of now, I would really like to get down to the centered energy of today. So let's do 3 deep Ave Sa breaths. And for those of you who don't know what an Ave Sa breath is, it is when you inhale, you think or feel or say Ave and then inhale. And then as you exhale, it's a Sa, which is like a release of energies, of surrender to the moment. That's what your Sa is. And a verbal Sa, if you're able to do it, it just lets out so much of that energy too, rather than just trying to say it quietly. Now, granted, if you're on a subway, you might not want to say "saw" out loud, but you can certainly think it. So Ave on the inhale, saw on the exhale, and then remember to smile because that is the cherry on top. All right, here we go. Ave, saw, Ave, saw. Ave. Thank you. Thank you so much. A little bit of throat action there for sure. Namaste, Mona. It's so wonderful to see you today. Let's co-create this hour together for sure, for sure. So my topic for today is service to self versus service to others. Actually, it's more service to others, being in the spirit of service to others. And I was feeling into that energy today, but before I better talk about that too. The ascended numerology for today just worked in beautifully with the energy of service to others. It is the service to it is a number 12 today. So for those of you who are not familiar with ascended numerology, again, please go to shriandkira.com to learn a little bit more. And the ascended numerology for today is actually a 12. And then for the month of October, though, it's a 10. And these energies just worked so beautifully together. And I wrote something this morning that came to me, and I just want to share it with you now here. So the 10 is the power of all activity or manifest energy. So it's taking that action, manifest energy. And that's the power of the month. So what are you manifesting this month? What are you wanting to create? What are you wanting to be active in? What activities are you wanting to take part in? These are questions that you should ask yourself this month for sure. And then the 12, which is today, is the union of you, your divine soul, and your beautiful vessel into a completion. So it is the holiest of holy trinities. It is not just the divine masculine, the divine feminine, the spark that is inside of you working together. It is the encompassing of that within the body of form, within the spirit, your body, spiritual body, your energy body, and then your mind body. And they all have ways of dealing with life that might be slightly out of sync with each other. All right. So this is coming together, body, mind, and spirit in the number of 12. And this is what I wrote. To get the most from this energy that is working for you now, how are you treating your 3 bodies? Your light body, your mind body, and your physical body. Are they receiving the nourishment you are meant to give them in order to raise your vibration? Are you taking as good a care of all selves as you think you are, or is there more that you could be doing? Do you want to take care of the all self, or are you ready to bow out and say no? Either option is valid, but the energy of the 12 is supporting you today to manifest together with the 10 power of activity and manifestation. You can begin to create the life that you have felt calling you for eternity. Embrace these energies, embrace yourselves, and see where it can take you. Trust yourself. You have got this. And that is what I wrote today in the energy of the 12. And with the energy of the 12 being that inspired action, that manifestation of who you are, body, mind, and spirit, coming together and then taking the action that you need to bring about the world that you want to live in, that's absolutely amazing. And that's absolutely the energy that you want to embrace when that you are going when you are in service to others. It's the energy that just automatically comes to you. I think it just fills you up. Everyone loves helping everybody else. Well, maybe most people, I dare say most people, want to help. If it's not just their loved ones, many of us like to expand our circle and be in service to others beyond just maybe a family unit or a small community unit, that we want to extend that to the world beyond and be in service to as many people as we possibly can. But let's dive deep into what service to self and service to others is, the differences between the two, and then what really dive deep into service to others and what that truly can bring for you, right? That's my hope for today. And again, co-create in the chat. I'd love to hear from you for sure, for sure. Okay, let's see. What else have we got here? Oh, so many beautiful things that I want to talk to you about. I'm going to have a sip of my beverage, though. Everybody got their warm beverage of choice for this beautiful fall. It's fall here in the Northern Hemisphere in Ontario, Canada. And the leaves are all changing and the colors are absolutely beautiful. And I can't wait till we're hopefully going for a drive or a walk is just amazing in the fall. It is my favorite time of year. Those beautiful crisp mornings that are just sunshine. And then you look out the window and everything's got that crystally frost all over it. And it's just like this beautiful jewel of that's just glaring off these crystals all over the place. That's my favorite time of year for sure, for sure. So hot beverages, also my favorite. All right. Oh, service to others and service to self. Well, let's dive right into service to self. Why not? That's pretty self-explanatory, I think, that we're in service to self when we're in a mode of fear, judgment. Because we're just in that survival mode, right? When we're in service to self, we feel like we need to be in survival mode. Some of us in this beautiful realm have decided to be of service to self on a larger scale. But I dare say, for me, I really firmly believe that most of us have come here to be in service to others, even if it's just on that small minutia, that small little scale. because we all love and we all want love in return. So right there, the of that really, for me, doesn't allow service to self to really stick and be 100% your goal in this lifetime. Because if you want love and if you want love in return, then your heart is open to something, right? So that's just the way it is. So service to self, on that true path, I'm sure we know many people who we might think would be of service to self, but when you take a deep look at their methods and their reasons for doing things that are less than, we might see that deep down inside there might be a hint of love for something else, or caring for something else beyond just the self. So sometimes when we judge others to be in service of self, maybe that's just a mirror for us, right? To say, what in me invited this to be? Because all has a right to be. And when you have that attitude, then you realize, oh, and when you have that energy, when you lift that energy, when you feel that, you you begin to see that maybe they're not as service to self as what you initially planned, or initially thought, I rather say. But most of us, what we think of service to self is just basically survival of the fittest. And when most of us are in that fear and that anxiety, we are in that fight or flight mentality, energy, and chemical, and in our body. So again, that body, mind, spirit combination. When you're in that fight or flight mode, everything is in survival. And so you're just thinking of self. That's all you're motivated on, is to make sure that you get through whatever it is in one piece. And we have thought that that was the way it was for a very long time. I think Darwin, everyone knows Darwin. Darwin and the theory of evolution really kind of cemented that idea of survival of the fittest. But even Darwin didn't really kind of agree with that. He thought, if my theory and my beliefs are questioned, because I really think that there's a sense of cooperation here, but I am open to it being something other than survival of the fittest. And even Darwin, that's what I mean. Darwin just even himself said that. So, and it's true, but it's true on an animal. Most of us think, well, animals are survival of the fittest. The strongest gets the strongest lion gets the wildebeest, that kind of thing. But we're learning now more and more that it's actually survival of cooperation. And in one of my previous videos way back, I spoke very briefly about an David Attenborough documentary I saw, and he spoke directly to this as well. It's not survival of the fittest, it's the survival of cooperation. And the way they beautifully demonstrated this was by using ants. And when you think of insects and ants, you think of them as being lower, quote unquote, life forms. They don't have as much consciousness, that kind of thing. But these ants have learned to co-create and live together in these huge mound cities with multiple queens, with multiple workers, all the workers working for each other and for the other queens, helping one another out. And then what will happen is some of the queens will leave and create another city mound over here. But then the cities link up like a network. And that this whole one side of this mountain in Europe is literally mounds of these cooperative ants. So I like to think, if ants can figure out how to cooperate and learn to live with each other and co-create together, I think we humans most certainly can, right? We were fed for all of these years. The story that we want to tell ourselves is that of the survival of the fittest, even in our literature. I grew up here in Canada. One of the books that we had to read when we were in school was Lord of the Flies. I don't know if any of you read that book, But it is the very basic of the book. Spoiler alert, sorry. The very basics of the book is these schoolboys are accidentally stranded on an island in the middle of the Pacific, I believe. And they choose leaders, and they're usually the leaders that have always been the leaders, the strong boy, the captain of the football league, that kind of thing. And then over the course of the book, they begin to de-evolve, and the children eventually commit murder, and they kill one of their own. And so this idea has been cemented into our society that this is the way it is, and this is how we behave when we are stuck and there's no way out. We will take each other down. I never believed that my entire life. I don't believe in that. I really, really don't. Because we've managed to survive ice ages and terrible weather events and terrible cataclysms and all kinds of things. And the communities up north, when we had the ice ages, let's say, these various hunter-gatherer communities would all come together. We have the sites, we have the proof where they would come together as a unit every so often to trade with each other, to work out the winter together, that kind of thing, co-creating, cooperation. And then there's a much more modern, I found this out just recently, and I was just overjoyed when I learned it. I found a more modern example of it, and it goes back to the Lord of the Flies example that I gave you earlier. It was simply 15 young men, teenagers, were stranded on an island, and they were there for like 18 months or something. And they worked together and they survived. And they absolutely credit their survival to their ability to co-create and work together as a team to get through the situation. We are capable of this. And that myth that we have perpetuated for well over 100, 200, even more than that. I'm sure it's like a 1700s. Can't remember the writer and the philosopher who came up with this. I'll have to look up in a little bit in more depth, but it's even older than Darwin. We can change this attitude by simply modeling, being something other than service to self, and survival of the fittest, and modeling that co-creative spirit, that cooperation, and being in service to others. So what does being in service to others mean? Well, being in service to others doesn't mean put your life aside and just only focus on others first and foremost. Because I think that's what a lot of us get caught in, who want to be in service to others. When we first start out, I know when I was younger and when I was little, all I ever wanted to do was help people. All I ever wanted to do was be of assistance to somebody and to aid them in whatever. And that childlike wonder and innocence, eventually, through all of my programming and all of my negative thoughts and all of my, what's the word I'm looking? All of my negative thoughts, all of that chatter that's in my head has tried to convince me or had made me basically a people pleaser, and that I had put my service to others so much ahead of even myself and my own bodily autonomy, my own health, my own mental well-being. And I eventually found that I was no longer running on the energy of the universe to help others. Suddenly, these things became burdens that I couldn't do what I wanted to do because now I was taking from myself rather than from the energy of the universe just to go out there and help people. And I eventually got worn down and very, very sick because my service had twisted and become very people pleasing. And so I have had to work through all of that and work through the life scripts. There's the words I was looking for. Life scripts that had created that in me. And to see that the service to others is not about putting yourself aside, not about running your energy down to absolute zero. It's about keeping your battery up first, and then using that energy and using that manifestation power that we were talking about earlier with the 12, and coming together and being of service however you feel called to do so. And that might be, again, something as simple. If you're not ready to go beyond your bubble and your circle, especially now with everything that's going on in the world, start small. Start with your family, start with your community. See if there's anything within your if you go to religious services of any kind, see if there's any thing that you can do there. What is calling you to really be in service and to others? And you don't have to go out and sweep or what you can be simply modeling what you're doing, and asking them, do you want to come do something with me? Or that's like your friends. I'm trying to talk to you about your friends and your family. If you're seeing that they're in the dumps or whatever, and you're wanting to model that energy, model that happiness and that joy, that can go a long way to lifting people's spirits. And that is service to others right there, just even in the most minute way. You can go out, and I love doing this. I've talked about this on my shows before, where I smile. I go into grocery stores and it's just stores in general in public. And I like to, and when I'm really feeling it, I smile anyway. But when I'm really feeling it, you can just see it. It just is beaming. And I'm just walking through the stores and just marveling at the day and admiring everything that's going on, and just really being in the moment and the experience. And when you're like that and you have the smile on your face and you're just walking around and you smile at other people, the smile becomes contagious. That is also service to others. So you don't even have to, help an elderly person across the road or help someone with their groceries. Those are all fine and well, good too. I love jumping to those kind of things. If we see them out there, we always jump for that and help others if they want. I usually ask first, would you like some help? I can help you. And then when they say, yes, please, we usually jump to and give them a hand. So something as simple as even just sending out loving vibes and smiling and enjoying life out in the world, your energy becomes infectious and it can help other people. Service to others. What else? Oh, the global Manga right there. That is perfect example of service to others. Global Manga projects, and just global Manga, for those of you who don't know what global Manga is a community or a group of people coming together to affect change. And if help is needed and a call is put out, the Manga comes and they give assistance, whether it's fixing a road. These are examples that are from Ecuador and have been given to us from the Manga that is there. But fixing roads, building houses, maintaining canals, those are labor works. But then there's also making things and selling art and beautiful community just for the Pyramid of Peace. There in September, they came in from the Amazon and they knew how much we enjoyed the beaded creations that they make. And so they worked diligently, all the ladies in the villages, to put together some beaded works for the Pyramid of Peace project so that those could be then sold and assist the communities even further. So what is it that you want to create? What is it that you want to do? And how can you go out into the world and do it? Well, you can sit on your hands and think of all of the ways that you could do something and be of service to other people, for sure. But wouldn't you rather go out and create it? So I think a lot of us think of all the things that we'd like to do, all the people that we would like to help when we have this, or when we have money, or when I can do this when that time arises. Again, it doesn't have to be that way. You can just simply step out your door with a smile on your face and change the world. That is service to others. There's also so many beautiful organizations out there. My favorite is I love going to the various humane societies or SPCAs and seeing if they need any help, any assistance with dog walking, cleaning cages, because everyone loves animals. I would think, I dare say, everyone loves animals, and they just bring such joy to us, and they help lift our spirits. I know our fur babies just bring us so much joy, and they help us lift ourselves out of some doldrums. And you don't even have to be human to be in service to others, apparently. Our pets are always in service to others, even cats. I really seriously believe that. They just love and they worship who you are and what you have to offer. And they don't care if you're rich or poor. They don't care. They just love you and you love them. And that's all that's important, right? Love. So when we feel into our hearts, and I guess that would be the first place that we would go to for inspired action, to be and what is inspired action? Because most of us, we jump to help, but we might not necessarily be helping too, right? And that's when I was going back to helping people with their groceries and their carts and whatnot. I always ask first because they may not want help. And I think that's always a good rule of thumb, is to somehow, are these people wanting my help? Are they needing assistance? And ask them and be right up front. I would love to help you. I would love to come and assist with whatever it is. Do you need any help? And if they say yes, then you know you landed right where you needed to be, right? And feel into that. What is really truly calling you? Hand to heart. Avisa breath. What service to others is really calling to you? Don't forget to fill your cup up first. The doing, and this goes back to, and I've mentioned this in previous videos before as well. This goes back to being, the difference between being and doing. I was a people pleaser before in my youth, and that's a lot of doing. And I found out that the reason why I was doing so much was so that I didn't have to sit with myself. I didn't have to feel the feels. I didn't have to have the negative thoughts or the life scripts fall in on me. When you're doing something, even if it's what you perceive as service to others, and it was, but it was at a lower level of vibration than I could have come to it with, because I had depleted my own battery. I had, with my own life scripts, my own negative talks, my own prejudices, my own judgments, my own programming from society and life. I had become a people pleaser, and I had depleted myself to the point that I got sick, and I had to find a way out of that. And so try not to fall into that hole. But if you have your hand to your heart and you do your Avesa breaths, and you really sit with who you are and what it is that you want to accomplish in your heart, then I am a firm believer that what you will be needed for in service to others will appear. Just manifest right there before you, almost magically. You'll be like, oh, this works out great. I was just thinking of doing this, or I was just thinking of trying to help this community or that community. And then all of a sudden you open your email and a friend of a friend has asked you to come and assist with a fun pet walk day or something. And you're like, yes, right on. That's the universe listening to you and the co-creative process that you have and that your desire to be of service to others. And don't be surprised when those things happen, those synchronicities, because you're now becoming more and more in line with who you are and what you want to accomplish in this lifetime, right? If you want to know more about that too, Ascended Numerology is a fabulous tool to understand your soul's journey through eternity and your lifetime now. So, if you're ever interested in Ascended Numerology, just drop me an email. I have my Ascended Numerology. I am an Ascended Numerologist, and I would be honored to assist you with your scroll. So please drop me a line for sure. And Ascended Numerology really helps people, I find, who are in service to others, because I've done a few of them for people who are in service to others. And it really helps them drill down into the programming that we've had in this lifetime that overrides that which they are and that which they want to do in this lifetime with their soul's journey. And I found it very fascinating. I've done a couple of service to others, people that are in that line of work, and it was really helpful for them because they were finding that balance too was needed, that cross of perfect balance, that energy of making sure your battery is full and then helping. And so it was a great way for them to kind of drill down into who they are and really on the inside and where they want to go with their journey in this lifetime. So it was really helpful for them. So I would be honored to assist you if you feel called toward it. It's really resonating to you. Okay. What else have I got here? Oh, so many beautiful things. Whew. So what are some of the ways that we can be in service to others other than just what I briefly mentioned and what we've talked about already? And I think a lot of people ask, how much of myself am I giving away when I am being in service to others? And the answer for me to that question would be simply this. If you are in true heart and ignited presence, steadfast commitment, focused awareness, and complete trust in yourself and who you are and what you're doing, you will be led to the service to others that you're meant to be. And you won't have to worry about falling into that people pleasing, because you will be imbued with the energy from the universe, because you're just going to be open to the energies that are coming to you, be open to the synchronicities that are around you, be open to the experience of being in service to others and the joys and the experiences and the mirrors and the gifts that those give to you. And if you are like that and you are open, you will have all of the energy that you will need. If you are very closed down and very not sure, hesitant, fearful, judgmental, and holding those energies, you're taking from your own battery. Basically, you're taking from your own energy source, and that will eventually deplete you. And that's where it starts then feeling, and service to others then begins to feel like a burden or a responsibility, or it begins to frustrate you. And when that happens, I think that's a ding, 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 ding for stop, hand to heart, ave sa breath, and ask yourself, what in me invited this to be? And what experience am I trying to learn here? What am I trying to be experiencing, and what gift am I trying to am I being given and trying to understand in greater depth, right? And if you can do that and then open yourself back up to the energy of the universe, you'll find that you have all the energy that you need to be in service to others, and that you don't need to worry about depleting your own battery. But if you do, and again, we've got all of this programming and all of this stuff that we've learned throughout your lifetimes, and I've got 50 years of programming. So, and then programming on top of that, your soul, like your soul's journey and past lifetimes and things that you've got, it's a lot. So, hand to heart, open yourself up and simply ask yourself, what in me invited this to be, and what in me is going out there and wishes to be in service to others, and what is it that I'm going to do? And it will eventually come to you. I am seeing this myself in real time this month. It is absolutely amazing. Hand to heart, trust in the process, trust in yourself, trust in your own vibration. You know who you are, you know what your energies are, and you know how to be in that energy completely. 110%. We're in the energy of the 12. Embrace it. Body, mind, spirit. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Do you feel any tension, any blockages in your body? If you do, put your hand to your heart. Do an Ave Sa breath through the part of your body that is feeling tight or stuck. Breathe through it and then exhale out of that area. So let's say right now, I'm feeling a little bit of tension in my left shoulder, which is the feminine side of our body. So I'm going to do 3 deep Ave Sa breaths now, and I invite everyone else to do this as well. Feel into your body, feel into your aura, feel into your light body. Do you feel any stuck energy, anything that's not flowing properly? Hand to heart, 3 deep Ave Sa breaths, and we're going to breathe in and out through that stuck energy. Okay, here we go. Ave. Sa. Ave. Sa. Let's do one more. Ave. Sa. You might feel it kind of tickling or a lighter sensation in that area of your body. Your energy is beginning to flow with a little bit more ease. And that's how I like to clear any of my energy that feels kind of stuck. Sri had taken us through a meditation recently where we did that, and we had the experience where we were literally breathing out of our ears. And by the time I was done, my head felt like it was this big and I was tingling all over. So if you ever want to try that, Ave Sa, and it helps to really clear your head out for sure. I highly recommend that. Another thing, another practice that I love to do to help clear my head as well, and I think I did it last week as well, is the Merkaba of the face. So there's a Merkaba of our face. So for those of you who don't know what a Merkaba is, it's the triangles. There's the downward facing triangle and the upward facing triangle, the divine feminine and the divine masculine. And they come together in that star shape that we all know. And so the Merkaba of the face is the Merkaba, the triangle that goes down, starts at your eyes and then comes down to this point in your throat. And then the upward masculine triangle begins at your mouth, comes across, and then up. And then you activate your fingers, middle finger and your thumbs together, activate them. There we go. And then just put one there and one there. And then do a deep Ave Sa breath. And then when you release the Ave Sa breath, you spin the Merkaba. So here we go. Ave Sa. There you go. That's another great way of clearing out your head, to allow you to have more clarity and focus, and to allow you to really see what it is that the universe is trying to show you, whether it's divine action, inspired action to be in service to others, or making sure that you're taking care of your own body and your own mind and soul for sure. So that is a fabulous, both of those exercises are fabulous. What's another one I can just quickly, container practice. That's a great way of removing energy that is less than who you are, and or energy that you have maybe collected with you over the course of the day, from other people. It's a great way of releasing it from your energy body, especially, I find. And it is what we call the container practice. So for those of you who are not familiar with that, the container practice is, there is a container. You can make your own if you wish, as well. But there is a container at Tosa Blue Mountain. It's a big, beautiful a jar. And we send all of our unwanted and no longer required or no longer needed energy, great way of putting it, to this container where it is then blessed and transmuted and released back out into the universe where it can be used however it is needed, right? So what we like to do with the container practice is we send our energy to that. Now you can, like I said, you can make your own container, dress it up however you want, and then you can simply once a week or every couple of days just do a ritual and blessing over it and transmute the energies and then release that which is there. So I love doing the container practice. Go to shriankira.com if you want to learn a little bit more about that. But what we do is we hold up our divine feminine. So our left hand is our divine feminine. It is the bringer of the energy, the creator of the energy, the creator of the process that we're about to do. The masculine is the doer, right? So the feminine is the being, the masculine is the doing. And so we're going to call in divine crystalline energy. Come here to me now. Divine crystalline energy, come to me now. This I command. Woo. And then we take this energy and we bring it into our right hand. And then we pass it from our lotus chakra, which is above us, and we bring it down through our light body and out to Tosa Blue Mountain. And do that as many times as you feel needed. And again, those are great exercises to help you get grounded, centered, and focused with clarity so that you can go out and co-create that day with people out in the community, with your family, to be in service to others, however you are divinely called to do and be. But when you're kind of cluttered with having to rush the kids out the door for school and making sure the husband had his lunch before he left for work, and then you've got so many errands that you've got to run throughout the day. Sometimes when we want to be in service to others, we just get ourselves so busy and so caught up in what it is that we have to do. Sometimes it takes just a moment just to stop, hand to heart, do those brief, quick little exercises, and then you feel much lighter and much more open to go about your day and to smile and to expand yourself and to expand other people's energy fields just by being near them and smiling and being who you are, that beautiful divine person in service to others, right? Well, I think we've about covered it all, but I was wondering if maybe we could do just a brief little meditation. We've got about 10 minutes by the looks of it there, just so that we can cement that, that energy of the body, mind, and spirit coming together in the purpose of service to others. And so there is, if you do have the, if I do have the honor of doing a scroll for you, you will get a series of practices, and there's one in there for 12, and it's called Igniting the Blue Jewel. That is in your ascended heart presence, right? So we're going to do a theme on that meditation here today, I think. So for those of you who are able to and you feel called to, please close your eyes and get yourself comfy and take a sip of your drink, and we'll do a brief meditation. And then for those of you who are unable to take part right now, just come back to the video later and you can do the exercise at that point and the meditation at that point. That'd be great. All right, go. So we're going to put our hands to our heart. Here we go. 3 deep Ave Sa breaths. Sa. 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 Feel into your body now, into the actual physical presence of who you are. Feel the bottoms of your feet and tips of your toes. And we're going to come up to our ankles. Just feel the body and relax it. Up our legs, our calves, to our knees that take us everywhere. Up our legs to our thighs that carry our body form. Up through the first chakra, no longer in fear but in peace. And then our second chakra, rather in love and lust. It's love of Gaia, love of world, love of self, love of others. And our third chakra, it has changed and is beaming out joy. Feel these 3 radiate, radiating your body of form in peace, love, and joy. What is your light body doing? How is your light body feeling? Is it warm and tingly? Is the air electrified around you? Is it crackling with anticipation? We're going to go back to our physical body now. Feel into your physical body. Up into the heart center. Oh, that beautiful crystalline green radiated heart center. Anchored in the peace, love, and joy of the other 3 chakras, we dive deep into this green, beautiful jewel in the center of our chest. We're diving deep into the crystal liquid of who we are. We are blessed. We are safe. We see a light, a blue jewel of a light up ahead, breaking through the green and combining with it to create this purple hue, this violet hue that sits not only around the blue center, but around the green as a whole, and is beginning to radiate out this violet flame of energy all around your body, like wisps of violet smoke. Feel into that blue jewel in the center. Oh, watch it glow. It's getting brighter and brighter. The blue that it is emitting is melding and flowing into the green of your heart chakra. And it is creating this violet energy that is now immersing you, body, mind, and soul. Feel this jewel begin to rise. Rise up and out of the green heart center. This blue jewel begins to lift up and out of your chest, and is there spinning before you, your eyes, just spinning in all of its glory, around and around, helping you to clear out your mind, but also your senses. What is it that you are seeing? What is it that you are hearing? What is it that you're hugging? Who are you helping? So the blue is beginning to show you the answer to these things. It's beginning to help you solidify who you are. It is beginning to show you that which you are and that which you want to be, and that you're going to be. Embrace that. Embrace all that it is showing you, for it is in the core of your heart. The blue jewel is the very center, the elevated heart chakra of the divine chakra blueprint. So feel the warmth, the tingle, the electrifying. Smile. Say thank you to this beautiful blue jewel as it begins to descend back into your heart chakra, to be enfolded and embraced once again in the beautiful warmth and love of that green, healing, loving light. Have it join together and radiate out that violet flame, that violet energy that is surrounding you now. Feel it. Take it. You are integrated as one with it. You may go about your day today embraced by that energy of the violet light emitted by your heart chakra and your elevated heart chakra together, co-creating with you, body, mind, and spirit, to go out and be in service to others. I wish you such a beautiful day today. You are a master, and you have got this. All is well, and I am complete. Until next week, much love. Namaste.